Are you an idiot? Well, you're in good company. There are about 8 billion idiots on this planet, and that number grows every day. Don't be the guy or gal that says, "I'm not an idiot," because that makes you the biggest idiot of all. We all have our moments of brilliance and our moments of idiocy. Embrace it, folks. Don't be ashamed. Without those idiot moments, we would never be able to appreciate our brilliance. Welcome to I Love My Idiot, a podcast about the idiots we love, the idiots we loathe, and the idiots we can't seem to avoid. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Visit our website at ilovemyidiot.com.
Welcome to another episode of I Love My Idiot.
I'm your equal host, Clyde November.
And I'm Rosie November, and we're really excited to have you guys.
Mostly, I'm excited to have you back.
That's right, I'm back, everybody.
How you feeling, Rosie?
It's been rough.
Are you 100% yet?
I would say I'm 90%.
Ooh, that good, huh?
Yeah, I imagine you can still hear in my voice the fact that I didn't have a voice a week ago.
Well, it was nice that Seamus was able to fill in for you. And speaking of Seamus, he's now married.
He got married last weekend. Very excited.
Beautiful ceremony.
Oh, yeah. One of the more beautiful weddings I've ever been to. And I know she's been planning since June. So,
she's been planning since she was 7 years old.
I mean, let's face it. She had probably a scrapbook of all of her wedding dreams. Yeah, so it was beautiful. Really was happy to be a part of it. It's kind of cool because I got to be a bridesmaid and you were a groomsman.
That's right.
So we actually got to walk together down the aisle, which was kind of nice. I mean, it made me think a lot about our wedding and, you know, what a great day that was.
There was one audience member that said they teared up when they saw us walking down the aisle. So
we touched some
hearts.
You're
welcome.
Yeah, exactly. You're welcome. It was great, though. It was a really great wedding.
I did give a speech.
Yes, you did. So did I.
That's right. Now, I don't know about you when you give a speech, but I've done this on multiple weddings. This is my second wedding where I gave a speech, because I also gave a speech at Boomer's wedding.
You started crying.
Well, here's the thing, because if you remember correctly, I almost cried during Boomer's speech, but I got it together. But here's what's interesting. I black out when I speak in front of people. And then afterwards, I can never remember what I said because I blacked out. But when I came to, it was like all these people in the audience were crying.
I know. It was
even
a sweet
Seamus
moment.
said, "I thought I was going to make it through the whole wedding without crying." But then you gave your speech, Clyde.
Yeah. Well, Seamus is seriously our closest family member.
He is. He's been there for us pretty closely through a lot of our battles and a lot of our struggles and a lot of our happy times. We've taken him on vacation with us. He's a great uncle to our kids. He's a great brother to me.
He's the best brother I could ever ask for. I don't know how I ever deserved to have him in my life, but he is truly a blessing. Just love him so much.
And he did a good job filling in for you. So it's good to know that if one of us is out with laryngitis again or something, you know, we
got a backup plan.
Yeah, he's going to be there for us.
He's going to be in Denver for a year with us, so it's kind of cool that he's just going to live down the street for a while, and then he wants to go back to where he came from before. It'll be cool to have him here for a year. So, today, we actually have a pretty interesting topic to discuss. Would you like to know what we're going to talk about?
Our main topic for the day is pickles.
That's right. Pickles! Who doesn't love a good pickle, you know?
Oh, I love pickles.
Yeah, like that crunchy sound that they make when you eat them.
That's right. There's nothing better than a good pickle.
Yeah.
Now, I have quite a history with pickles. They were my first favorite food. Some of my earliest memories were when my older siblings would start getting ready for school, and I was still, you know, like in preschool. I would get out of bed, sneak downstairs, get into the pickle jar, just like down 5 or 6, you know, little pickle chips or whatever.
Yeah.
Come back to my room, and my mom would always catch me. Because she'd always smell the pickle juice on my
Dude,
breath.
you used to do that when we first got together, too. I would be like, seriously, you smell like pickles. Like, clean yourself up. I stopped buying pickles for a while because I was like, no, I cannot have my husband always smelling like pickles.
It was difficult on our marriage. We almost didn't make it because I was like, what the heck? I'm going through some kind of depression with the pickles.
I know, but there's just something unromantic about a guy who comes in smelling like pickles, you know? Coming in hot with them pickle hands.
I don't get it.
No thanks.
But the strange thing is even though I got caught all the time, my mom never really got me in trouble for it. It was almost like she allowed the addiction.
Well, Clyde, I know that you love pickles so much.
I do.
So I've actually taken the liberty to look up some fun facts about pickles for you.
All right, let's hear them.
Would you like to guess the year that the first pickle was ever made?
1941.
No.
Ooh, I was thinking like maybe...
Much older.
Really?
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe something to do with World War II, like they had to find a way to store cucumbers longer or something.
Well, that is one of the fun facts. During World War II, pickles were a part of almost every ration that people got.
Interesting.
Because they could be transported really easily, stayed good for a long time. You didn't have to really worry about storing them in certain ways or anything. So, yeah. But no, that's not when the first pickle was made.
Okay, I'm going to guess 1492.
Nope.
Am I somewhere somewhere in the middle there?
According to legend, it's thought that pickles first were known in history in 2400 BCE.
Wow, so I wasn't even close.
No, not even close. But the first pickle didn't look a lot like it looks now. There was much more fermentation that went on with the pickling back then, so they would soak the cucumbers or whatever that they were pickling in this brine, and it would ferment for a while.
I almost wonder if they used some of the same seasonings then that we use now, like dill and...
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. The recipe of pickles has probably been around for a very, very long time.
Interesting.
Also, did you know that Cleopatra used to eat pickles because she thought that it would help her stay beautiful?
And I'm convinced that that's why I'm so beautiful today. It's the pickles.
It's all those pickles you've been eating. Would you like to guess how many acres in the United States is devoted to pickling cucumbers?
I'm not sure, but I know every time we have a garden, there's a full corner dedicated to pickling, you know?
Yeah.
I would say 100,000 acres.
Close. 125,000 acres
Ooh.
Devoted to pickling. Would you like to guess what state has the most pickles that they grow?
So let's see here. I know Wisconsin is the cheese state.
Mm-hmm.
Idaho is the potato state.
Yeah.
Washington is the hippie state. No, I don't know what Washington is.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna say, where would have good cucumbers? Oh man, I have no idea. I'm gonna say Oregon.
Michigan, actually.
Michigan. Interesting.
I know. Who would have thought? With a close second, North Carolina. They produce a lot of pickles, but of the 50 states, 30 grow pickles and make them for consumption in the market.
It's like 30 of them you have cucumber pickles as an export.
As an export, or they actually pickle things in that state. So that's crazy. Like, the majority of the states value the pickle that much, that they grow it, produce it, sell it.
Well, you totally should value the pickle.
In Mississippi, they even put pickles in a Kool-Aid mix. So they actually make flavored pickles. This is a really weird fact.
Well, I know every year when we make our pickles, we experiment with different things, adding extra garlic and stuff. And last year, we ended up throwing jalapenos in with our pickle juice. They were so hot, we couldn't eat them.
No, they were like burn your face off hot. We put way too many jalapenos in those pickles.
Yeah, it was like add some pickles to your jalapenos. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So for a good crunchy pickle, which we all know the crunchy pickle is the best kind of pickle there is, would you like to guess how many paces away you can hear the crunch of a pickle on average?
25.
Dang, that's far. It's 10.
Only 10?
Yeah, you overshot it there, Clyde. Overshot it.
Well, you have to keep in mind, I have a superpower when it comes to pickles. Like, I can hear the crunch of a pickle from 50 paces.
You're like, wait, has somebody got pickles? Like, I need to go eat some of those pickles wherever they are.
And you smell it, you're like, whoa.
Oh, yeah, you're like, a pickle's near me, I can tell.
Yeah. Well, this is what's hilarious. In Rex's class, they're allowed to have a snack time. And every day, he actually packs up pickles and takes them with him for his snack time. And he said at first, kids kind of teased him about it a little bit. But, after a little while, they were like, oh, there must be something to it. He said now there's 5 or 6 other kids that also bring the pickle for their snack time. So,
yeah. You got to pass that on, Clyde. Yeah. I mean, the pickle's your favorite food. Would you like to guess the average number of pickles that a person eats per year in pounds?
The average person or me?
The average person.
Okay. I don't know. I would guess 15 pounds of pickles.
You're like overshooting a lot here.
Am I?
Yeah. It's 9 pounds of pickles. But I was thinking about that when I was reading up these fun facts about pickles. You got to think about the pickle. Like, we eat it without even knowing we're eating it, really. We eat it on hamburgers, on sandwiches, in salads. There are some pastas that include pickling stuff in them.
Yeah. Have you ever had a potato salad that doesn't have little pickle chunks?
I have, and it's disgusting. Yeah. Like, you have to have pickles in your tater salad.
Yeah, and pour a little pickle juice in it as well to get some of that flavoring.
For it to be a pickle, do you think it needs to bounce?
Bounce?
Yeah.
I don't even know what you mean by that.
Like, throw it on the ground and it bounces?
What?
Yeah. That's a thing in Connecticut.
Really?
It can only be considered a pickle in Connecticut if it bounces when you toss it on the ground.
Now, here's the thing. What's a pickle, right?
Right.
Because
exactly.
Is a pickle only a pickled cucumber? Because you can pickle just about anything.
I know.
Right?
Like, we had pickled asparagus the other day.
Yeah.
And it was delicious.
And last year, we made pickled green beans.
Yeah.
And when we say, hey, get out the pickles, we're talking about the green beans. So what exactly is considered a pickle?
I think that is in the eye of the beholder, I guess. I consider all things that are pickled to be pickles.
I think I do as well.
Yeah, it's pickled, Do you know where the phrase, you're in a pickle, came from?
No, I don't. But this is one of my favorite hobbies, is figuring out where these weird phrases in the English language came from.
So it was first said in one of William Shakespeare's plays.
Wow.
The Tempest. And the phrase was, how comest thou in this pickle?
I wonder what inspired him to do that. He must have been a great fan of the pickle as well.
He loved pickles. You love pickles. No wonder you love William Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Now you know why he liked pickles.
Yeah. Well, here's a question for you.
Yeah.
I'll know this as a sports fan, but you probably won't. But if you do, you'll surprise me. Mm-hmm. In sports, do you know what a pickle is?
No.
You don't? Mm-mm. It's a baseball thing. When someone is caught between first and second base, you do a pickle where the person's running to one bag and you throw it to that bag and then he goes back to the other bag and, you're trying to get the guy out. Mm. But
I know your parents play pickleball.
Pickleball, that's right. Yeah. Right? It's it's spreading to other parts of society. The pickle.
It's a thing. Who knew that a pickle was going to be so important that it would eventually be on a podcast as great as this podcast?
Exactly. This is
a whole episode devoted just to the pickle.
This is how I know we've made it, that the pickle is gracing our podcast. Now, there is something I'm almost ashamed to admit.
Yeah, what's that?
There was a 2-year period in my life where I could not eat pickles. So I always wanted those big pickles. Mm-hmm. And my sister, Claudia, used to work at a company called Hickory Farms, and they sold this giant pickle jar full of the big pickles. And I would always ask my mom to buy me some big pickles. My mom never would. And when my 10th birthday came around, my sister Claudia surprised me with one of those jumbo jars of jumbo pickles, and I was so excited. I asked my parents if I could eat them right then. My mom said no, we would save them and kind of, have one a week or something like that. Well, the next day I got home from school, and I was the only one home, so what do you think I did?
Snuck into the pickles.
And ate how many?
All of them.
Yes, and did what with the juice?
Ew.
Oh, I drink pickle juice.
That's disgusting.
It's not disgusting.
Oh my gosh, Clyde. You terrify me.
You
that
know
can't
what?
even be good for you. Like,
Me
that's gross.
and Cleopatra, we got a thing
Oh, my
going, and it's
gosh.
pickle juice.
Oh my gosh.
Right? So I drank some of the juice, not all of it, because it was a pretty big jar. Afterwards, I started to feel really sick.
I bet you did.
Every time I ate a pickle for about the next 2 years, I instantly got that sick feeling again. And I thought my life was over. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, this is not good. My favorite food has just become repulsive to me.
Yeah.
It took 2 solid years of dedication and training to get myself to like the pickle again. It came back about the time I was, 14 or so. So now I love pickles again.
What kind of pickle is your favorite kind of pickle?
My favorite kind of pickle is the medium-sized pickle.
Really?
You like the baby dills.
I do like the baby dills.
Now,
Yeah.
they have to be dill.
Right. Ew, a sweet pickle's disgusting.
Yes.
If you eat sweet pickles, you're gross.
You don't even make sense to me.
No.
I
Who
don't...
likes sweet pickles? Like, that's yuck.
Well, Claude married someone who came from a sweet pickle family.
That's true. I know, but I think we've shamed her enough in the last 8 years that she never brings sweet pickles anymore. She always brings dill pickles now.
Yes. Well, we went to a birthday party hosted by her family. Wonderful people. The only flaw I can find with them is the sweet pickle thing.
Yeah.
But
Do you ever stick a pickle in your mouth and realize it's a sweet pickle? Like, I have to spit it out. I can't even swallow it.
that is exactly what happened. I'm at this barbecue. I take this bite of this sandwich and I realize I put sweet pickles on it. And they were
there's nothing
juicy.
worse.
So the juice tainted the whole sandwich. I had to throw the whole sandwich away. Yeah.
A sweet pickle can ruin your day. I mean, let's be real. Although I don't mind the bread and butter pickles that are almost dill with a little bit of sweetness to them. Like, I can stand those, but the straight up sweet pickle is lost in my world.
For me, it's dill or nothing.
Yeah.
I can't even do the butter or whatever you were talking about.
I know. And you want to know what's weird too with you, Clyde?
What's that?
You don't like the fresh dill pickles that are kind of a lighter color. You like a solid dill pickle that's been in brine for years. I bought these fresh pickles from the deli that are cut in these really cute spears, and they're supposed to be good and organic and fresh or whatever. If you don't eat them in a week, you got to toss the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
And you did not like those pickles.
Well, first of all, one of my favorite flavors is MSG. So when you come across and you say...
I don't think pickles ever have MSG in them, Clyde. You're freaking crazy.
That's not the point. When you tell me something's organic, I instantly am okay, I'm out on this pickle.
No, we got to ask
whatever
Google.
it is.
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Okay, Google. Is there MSG in pickles?
According to Livestrong.com, fruits and vegetables that have been fermented, such as kimchi, sauerkraut, and some types of pickles, may contain MSG, so these are best avoided if you can't tolerate MSG.
Booyah. If you could see my face right now, audience, this is one of the best moments of my life. Yeah, so I love my pickles to have MSG.
Gosh. Clyde, how do you come up with this shit, really?
I don't know.
Seriously?
I just lucked my way into being right.
Today, we're sitting there at breakfast and we're talking about the podcast and what we're going to talk about. And you're like, I think we should devote this episode to pickles. And I was like, what are you talking about? Who talks about pickles for a half hour?
You said no one was going to be interested.
Yeah.
And, we'll see.
We'll see. I mean...
This is either going to extend our fan base greatly.
It's a real mixed bag.
Or end our podcast. This might be our last episode.
Oh my gosh, for reals.
But, I felt like it was necessary to dedicate an episode to the pickle. Now, I have a question for you, Rosie. What kind of personal relationship do you have with pickled things? Because now I've shared my story.
Yeah.
So what's your history with pickles?
I've always enjoyed pickles since for forever. We used to eat pickles on sandwiches with just pickles on them sometimes. And
like bread and pickle?
Yeah. It's delicious.
Any condiments with that?
Yeah, maybe some... mustard or...
Oh, yeah. I love a pickle dipped in mustard.
Oh.
So good.
It's so good, yeah. And so I have always been fond of pickles. I mean, I never thought I would marry a man who was as extreme about pickles as you are. But I was actually repulsed by pickled things as a child.
Really?
Even though I loved the dill pickle and enjoyed eating it.
So you're talking about things other than a cucumber that is pickled.
Yeah,
okay.
Because my grandpa was a World War II veteran, and he loved pickled eggs, pickled pig's feet, and pickled chicken feet.
Now, I have to admit, I have never eaten something that was not a vegetable that was pickled.
Yeah.
All the pickled things I've had have been vegetables.
I had never tried them. Like, I have tried the pickled egg, and it's okay. It's not, like, repulsive, but I can truly say that I have never tried a pickled foot of any kind. But my grandpa would seriously eat these all the time, and I thought it was so gross. So yeah, I have been repulsed by pickles. But would you like to know what one of my favorite things is that is pickled?
But wait, before we get to that, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
And maybe you know this. I imagine that a pig's foot would be hard to chew on. How do you eat a pickled pig's foot?
You know, I think it has to ferment for a very long time, but it literally turns into a gelatin.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's
really gross.
That is bad.
Yeah. It's repulsive. Like, it's disgusting. And it was seriously one of his favorite foods. Like, he would get really giddy going to this gas station that was 20 miles away. We would literally go to this gas station just so he could get things that were pickled, because they had a supplier who brought pickled eggs, pickled pig's feet, and pickled chicken's feet into this place just for my grandpa. Like, he had a routine visit to this place to pick these things up.
Were these a legit company or just
I have no freaking idea.
Farmer Joe down the road bringing in jars of pickled pig's feet?
I'm just saying, it looked pretty shady. Like, this place didn't have neon signs, if you know what I mean. Like, it was a hole in the wall, had one fuel up station, you know.
Wow.
But he was like the pickling connoisseur and had all these weird pickled things. But my grandpa would like get in the truck, he'd plop an entire pickled egg in his mouth and just chew it up, and I would just be so repulsed. Just the smell, I was like, ugh.
Yeah,
so
I could totally
gross.
see that.
I don't even know where you learn about pickled feet, like pig's feet and stuff. Like, I don't know, maybe he grew up on a farm and they pickled things. Like, I don't know. I don't even know if you can still buy this stuff anywhere. But anyways, he liked it. Back to what I was talking about, though. One of my favorite pickled things is actually the pickled beet.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. I really enjoy a good pickled beet.
I am not a fan of the pickled beet. I feel like beets are just repulsive.
Uh-huh.
So that is one vegetable that ruins the pickle in my mind.
Whenever I am at a salad bar, which we all know I like to pile it high, you know, at the salad bar, I always get the beets if they have them. I love them. They're so good.
You do?
Yeah. Well, Clyde, do you have anything else you would like to talk about in terms of pickles on this thing?
I just want to know other people's pickle story, because I feel like everybody's got a pickle, and there's always one that stands out in your mind, whether it was when you were at like the state fair or something like that. So if there's a pickle that stands out in your mind, let me know. I want to know. Contact me on Facebook. Contact me from our website, ilovemyidiot.com. I want to hear your pickle story.
That's right. Or you could tell us a story about when you were in a pickle.
That's right.
Or maybe you did a pickle on the baseball field. Or maybe you played pickleball one time. Like, we want to know your pickle stories.
Get on the interweb. Let us know your story.
That's right. All right, Clyde. It's been a while since we did Google searches.
I know the last time we did it, I was kind of off the hook, and you randomly decided to take Marissa's phone.
I know. Dude, she loved it too. That was so fun. I really liked interviewing Marissa. I thought she was a really fun person.
Yeah, we'll have her back on the podcast again soon.
Yeah, totally. All right, Clyde, hand over your phone.
All right, here you go.
Why did you Google search, are narwhals born with a horn? First of all, are narwhals actually a thing? Like, are they for real?
They're the unicorn of the sea. Yeah. And just like unicorns are real.
I thought they were only from like Elf, the movie. Like, I didn't know these things are real.
No, narwhals are real. I believe they live like up near the Arctic where the water's really cold. However, what I discovered is that they don't have a horn.
Really?
That is actually a tusk. So it's like a tooth.
Oh, wow.
It's a giant protruding tooth. And they actually have two, but one of them grows long and the other one grows about to the edge of the mouth and then stops growing, which is kind of interesting. But every now and then you'll see one that has two, and, it's like a two-horned unicorn.
Are they born with it, or does it grow in over time?
It grows in time, which,
kind of like kids and teeth, like they're not born with them, but they just grow them?
Yeah.
Interesting. So does the tooth horn on a narwhal serve any purpose? Like, is it supposed to tell them when things are around? Like, does it have special powers?
I think it's a sensory thing. It does let them know what's going on. I picture them like hunting with it and like spearing their fish.
Oh my gosh.
So, and another thing, since they are mammals and they do breastfeed, it's a good thing they're not born with that giant well.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You remember breastfeeding once our kids started growing teeth, right?
Yeah, that didn't happen anymore once they got teeth. I'm like, no, we're going bottles now. Rex used to actually chew the tops of bottles off with his little sharp teeth.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's crazy.
And if you've ever been bitten by a baby, you know how painful that is.
Like, their teeth are just so sharp because they aren't doled down over eating pickles all the time, Like, they are little sharp daggers in their mouths.
That's right. That's why those people that breastfeed their kids till they're like 3 or 4 years old, I just don't understand them.
Yeah, I don't know. They must really train them not to bite or something. I don't know. I nursed little James till he was over 2 because he just wouldn't give it up, but he never bit me.
Oh, he knew.
Yeah.
He knew if I bite, you don't bite the hand that feeds.
No, exactly.
You don't bite the boob that feeds.
But Rex would bite me all the time, and I was just like, no, it's not happening anymore.
Well, Rex was a kid that would just gnaw on stuff.
Yeah.
He just loved chewing.
Oh my gosh, he would even chew on the corner of his bed, like his crib had little chew marks all the way across the wood.
It's like he was trying to tunnel out with his teeth.
It is the craziest thing. Oh my gosh, that kid, he still chews on stuff. It drives me nuts.
He does. I'll look over and he'll randomly have something in his mouth. He's just gnawing away. One of those kids that probably chews on his pencil in class.
Oh, totally. It's really funny because when he was little, we went to a doctor's appointment and she's like, does he ever eat things that aren't food? And I'm like, well, does the corner of your crib count? It's like, I don't know if he's eating it, but he chews on everything. He was like a puppy since he was born, which is funny because he used to call me puppy.
That's true.
Yeah.
He did call you puppy.
He didn't know how to say mommy, so he would always call me puppy. And then eventually he got to a point where he actually started calling me mommy, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
My name is Puppy now. Like, you can't just change my name midway through your life. Like, you're crazy, kid.
The funny thing is at first it hurt your feelings. You're
yeah.
like, why won't he call me mommy?
I was the only, he's my first kid. I'm the only mom in the mom group whose kid doesn't call him mommy, Like,
we're like
seriously.
at the park and all of a sudden, puppy!
Yeah.
Puppy! All the other kids are looking like, where's the puppy?
Exactly.
You're
I'm like, no, that's me.
It's me.
Yeah, that's me. Oh my gosh, that kid. I do love him though. Okay, why did you Google search, what should you do if you're stuck in an avalanche? You spending much time on mountains there, Clyde? I've never even seen you climb a mountain.
Hey, you know what? You always got to be prepared for any situation.
I don't think men who drink pickle juice have the energy to actually go up mountains.
Hey, you never know. We live in the Rocky Mountains. This whole town could get covered by an avalanche. And I want to be prepared.
Oh my gosh. What did you find out?
Well, when you are in an avalanche and you get buried, it tends to flip you. Like, you'll do somersaults before you get to your final resting place. Mm-hmm. So one of the concerns is people digging their way to the surface, but they're digging the wrong direction. Because apparently when you're covered in snow, you can't tell which way's up and down, which is a major issue. And I think my biggest fear in life, at least after reading this article, is now digging my way to my death. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what it recommends, and everybody better be listening, because this is important. Even if you live in Florida and you never see snow, you listen. Yeah, I could be saving your life right now. So listen up, tune in, turn up your volume. You spit and you watch to see which direction the spit goes, because water always flows down. And so if you spit and that spit starts going up your nose, that means you're upside down. Brilliant idea, right?
Are you sure?
That's what the article said. It said spit, and that's how you can figure out which way's up and down. And then you know which way to dig.
Huh.
If you can move. If you're buried really good, you're not moving, and you're going to die anyways, no matter how much spitting you do.
Oh, that's really interesting.
But last summer, we saw a movie about a dog, a rescue dog, that it would actually run across the top of an avalanche and could just smell people.
Yeah.
And could go,
digging for them.
Yeah. Whereas people would have to, search and dig and dig and dig and dig. The dog could go right to where the person was and smell it, which was kind of cool. So,
yeah. Why did you Google search how to shoot a nail gun? Like, isn't it common sense? You just pull the trigger and nails come out?
You would think so. We got this new nail gun, which I was real excited about.
Yeah.
Until I tried to use it, and I couldn't figure it out.
Dude, by the time I got down there, you were using it like a pro. Like, I didn't realize you had any struggles with this activity.
Yeah, thanks to this article, which, as far as my skill level with it, I was like 49 for 50 on hitting my target.
Yeah.
So there was...
Except for that time you like shot it and it hit the wall and shot back out at me. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
a nail just flew at me.
I was trying to nail something that was right on the corner, and I had to nail these two pieces together.
I wasn't even wearing my safety glasses. Like, we're really lucky it did not poke me in the eye.
We could be podcasting from the hospital right now. But I knew there had to be a safety, and then clearly there was, because when I would pull the trigger, nothing was happening. And I kept looking and looking and looking for this safety. I couldn't find it, so I kept Googling, how do you work this thing? Honestly, nothing on Google would tell me where the safety was. I finally figured it out on my own.
Don't you just push it down and the nail comes out? Or is there an actual lever?
There's a little switch on it. It was very small on the particular one we got, so I didn't notice it. But I eventually found it, and now I'm an expert with that nail gun.
Yeah. Do you like the nail gun?
I am, and I'm out of nails, by the way.
Oh, great.
I may have overdone it on a few parts.
So about 6 months ago, I told you I wanted a nail gun, and you were like, no, it's a waste of money. And then
I got a hammer and nails.
I showed up with this nail gun after we sold our house to come move into this house. I was like, I bought myself a nail gun with some of the proceeds of our house, and you're like, whatever.
Yeah, I criticized you.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to admit it.
Majorly. You're like, what, you can't put nails in? Like, you don't know how to use a hammer? I was like, no, but I think this is going to be cool, Clyde. You're going to love it. Dude, today, you with that nail gun, you were like nailing everything.
Yeah. I was walking around putting nails in the wall where it didn't even need a nail. I just was having fun.
I'm like, dude, you like the nail gun more than I like it, and you put me through hell when I tried to buy it the first time 6 months ago.
All right. I am willing to admit that I was wrong. The nail gun is the coolest thing that we own right now.
Yeah. You don't admit that very often.
No, I don't. But when I am wrong and it's blaringly obvious, I can own it.
You were wrong about this.
I was wrong. The nail gun is cool. I'm thinking about going with a higher gauge now. We have an 18 gauge. And I'm not sure if it's like a shotgun where like the smaller the gauge, the more power.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to have to do some more research.
All I know is the guy at Home Depot said that it was a solid nail gun. And it's cool because you don't have to have a compressor, which a lot of nail guns you have to have a compressor for.
This one's battery powered.
This one's battery powered, so it's much more user-friendly for us and our needs.
Yeah, because I'm not buying a compressor. And honestly, I thought they all were compressor-based, which is why I told you no in the first place. Because I was like, I don't want to buy a compressor and have to,
So from your experience in being married to me for this long, how do I take being told no? Be honest.
Well, you don't like it.
Yeah.
That's for sure. A lot of times, I don't necessarily say no right away. I just say, let me think about it. But you know that means no.
Yeah, and it pisses me off.
Yeah, and you do get angry when I say no, right?
Oh, yeah. You pay for it for sure.
Oh, yeah. Silent treatment for hours.
Yeah. Which is your favorite form of discipline.
I'm like, finally, some peace and quiet around here.
Whatever. You hate it so much. You would be like knocking on the door and I'll have you locked out or something. And you're like, please talk to me.
No, you've never locked me out of a room.
Dude.
But you have, like, totally given me the silent
I've
treatment.
locked you out of my life.
Yeah.
For a good couple hours.
It's more of a metaphorical door that's closed.
Yeah. And you hate it so much.
Yeah. Well, you're my best friend. And I don't like it when you're mad at me.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I will cave unless I'm super passionate about it.
Mm-hmm. Like the nail gun was a solid no.
Well, the compressor was a solid no.
But, I waited 6 months and then I just bought one without your permission.
I know. The thing is you are a grown-up who has a very well-paying job. And for the most part, you don't actually have to run things by me. You know? I mean, you give me the common courtesy.
Yeah.
You're capable of doing whatever you want, right?
Right. And I do. Why did you Google search, what is the average head size of an adult male? Did you and Seamus get in a debate recently?
No. Here's the thing, and this is a long story. Our son, James, the kid's 9 years old.
Yeah.
Him and I have the same hat size. Now, Rex, who's 2 years older than him, has a pea head.
Yeah.
Right? And I think
which is probably how big your head was
I'm
at that
starting
age.
to think I have a pea head as an adult if my 9-year-old and I wear the same.
It's pretty sad when you have to get your 9-year-old like a bigger hat than yourself.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't know where he gets it from because I've never thought of you as a person that has a big head.
Yeah, I think my head is smaller than your head.
You've got a nice female petite head. Not too long ago, I was at a barbecue with Seamus and Seamus's new wife.
Seamus has a noggin, let me tell you. That guy wears a size like extra large hat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that must be where James gets it from.
If I try on Seamus's hat, it's like...
It's like you're a little kid wearing your dad's hat.
Yeah, it's like I've just put a pillowcase over my head.
Exactly.
It's not good. But
genetically, James is similar to Seamus. He is my brother.
Your half-brother, though.
Yeah. Well, still
So the
half.
question is, does Seamus get his huge head from his dad's side, who's not biologically related to you, despite the fact that sometimes he thinks he is? Or does he get it from your mom's side? So did your grandpa, the pickle eater, because he was your mom's dad, right?
Oh, he had a huge head.
Big head,
Yeah, big head.
All right, great. Mm-hmm. That's where James gets it from.
Yeah.
I think my dad's head is pretty big. Even now, when I try my dad's hat on, I feel like a little kid trying on my dad's hat.
You just somehow got this teeny tiny head.
I know. It's weird.
It's the weirdest thing.
It's very weird.
So what is the average size of a male's head?
Well, hold on. I'll get there. We were at a barbecue, and I mentioned that I thought I had a small head. Now, Mike, who was on about 10 episodes ago, she was there, and Mike was saying, oh, your head is fine. So
because that's Mike. She's always like, everything's perfect.
Mike is a nice human.
She's like, don't be sad about your head. It's perfect just the way it is. Like, you could have a huge wart growing out of the top of your head. And Mike would be like, it's okay. You can just wear a hat.
You can't even notice it.
I didn't even see it there.
Yeah, that's why she makes a great first grade teacher.
I know. She's a great friend, too.
She's a nice human. But we decided, everyone was there, we decided we were all going to measure heads. And sure enough, I had the pea head of the group. Mike's head was big for a female.
Yeah.
Seamus's head was just like, I mean, if we were the solar system, I was Pluto, Mike was Jupiter, and Seamus was the sun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So average head size of a male, I believe, is around 58 inches in circumference.
Wait a minute, Clyde. Are you saying that the average size head is 58 inches? Like, are you sure about that? That's 4 freaking feet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it came out. Wait, whoa, 4 feet? No, wait, that can't be right.
That is not right.
No.
Are you sure it's not like centimeters?
It might be centimeters. Although with Seamus, we were using feet. I mean, the guy's noggin, we needed to...
Oh my gosh.
up the
Our entire bathroom counter is
unit.
less than like 4 feet.
That's true. All right, I got my measurement
Oh my
wrong. I
gosh.
think it was centimeters.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, it was like 58 centimeters or something
Okay.
like that, or a little bit less than that. I can't remember exactly. But I was around 52 centimeters. Seamus was up in the 60s because males generally, on average, have larger heads than females.
Yeah.
I am curious if I have a bigger head than you.
I guess we'll never know.
I know. One of these days, you got to try one of my hats on.
It seems like I fit fine in your hats. Like, we've interchanged hats before. I always have to take it down one little notch from you where you're at. So I think I'm like a tiny bit smaller head than you, but not like a ton.
Very
I can
nice.
pretty comfortably wear your hats.
Very nice. Well, for anyone that's saying that head size has to do with IQ, there's a correlation there. You're wrong. Because I know for a fact Albert Einstein had a small head.
Yeah.
I've read stories about that.
Definitely measured in centimeters and not inches. Oh my gosh.
What am I kidding? I am an idiot. It's not my fault. Blame the small head. I don't have room for brain
Oh
in
my
there.
gosh, yeah. You're smart for other things, but math, not so much.
Hey,
I mean, I did beat you in math class in college.
You know
I'm
what?
just saying.
First of all, no.
Yes, I did.
You beat me, but you cared. I didn't care. Okay, so Rosie and
Yeah.
I took this math class together in college, and
I
at
beat
some
him.
point, Rosie made it clear to me that she was competing for a higher grade in the class.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I don't care. I
Right.
don't care if you get a higher grade.
And I did.
So the final test comes around, and Rosie starts hitting the books hard. She's studying.
Oh,
she's
yeah.
working hard. She's doing all this stuff, investing all these hours.
While Clyde's just sitting on a couch drinking Killian's, preparing for his test
Yeah.
emotionally.
I studied the morning of. There was only one thing that I was worried about. It was logarithms, which I
yeah.
still have no idea what those are. But yeah, so we both go in, we take the test, and you know what? Congrats to the November family because we both got an A in the class.
Yes.
We walked out of that test. You were done a little bit before me, I believe.
Yeah.
So you were waiting for me in the hall. When I walked out, you said, "How did you do?"
Yeah, because it was in electronics. So
Yeah.
we actually got to see our score right there.
And not only that, but when you finished, it told you what your grade was for the whole class,
Yeah.
not just for the test. So
Yeah.
that was kind of cool. So I walk out of the testing room. And you're sitting there. How'd you do?
yeah.
And I said, "Oh, I did okay. I got an A in the class." And you said, "I got an A in the class too." And I was like, "Yay, we both got A's. Let's go to Dairy Queen." But no, it wasn't good enough for you.
I needed to know the exact score.
You said, "What percentage did you get?" And I said, "Oh, I don't know, like a mid A." And you're like, "Tell me the number." I said, I mean, if I was rounding and you were like, "Tell me the damn number."
You had like a 92 and I had like a 98.
No. I had a 94. I think you did have a 98.
Yeah.
You are right about that. But how dare you bump me down 2 points? So you beat
All
me.
I'm saying is I beat you at math.
I know. And you were doing somersaults in the hall.
I know. I was so excited.
And I said, "Hey, I'm happy with my 94 considering I put no time into studying. I'm okay
Yeah.
with that." So,
Because you're an ass. Like, you're like making fun of me because I spent all this time studying. Like, yeah, I did nothing and got an A, and you did all that studying.
yeah, I'm like, "What are you, a nerd? You care? What is
Yeah.
this?"
I went on to minor in math just because of that.
Yeah.
Just out of spite.
And I went on to become an elementary school teacher,
Yeah.
so I never have to do math above long division, which is
Oh my
exactly
gosh.
the way I like
All
it.
I got to tell you is I still know how to do logarithms and kill
I
it.
still have no idea what the heck a logarithm is. In fact, I would have gotten that 98%.
Yes.
It was logarithms. It was the only thing I was like, yeah, I can't comprehend what this is.
Oh my gosh. Well, Clyde, it's been another awesome episode.
It has. I love that you're back. And hopefully the sickness bug stays out of our family.
Yeah.
But I am an elementary school teacher, so every year this happens to us.
Mm-hmm.
So I was worried about starting a podcast because I knew at some point we're all going to get sick in this house.
Yeah.
I just can't avoid it.
I've committed to not kissing you until winter is over because freaking I don't want to get your elementary school sicknesses.
And you know that making out is like one of my favorite things.
Well, you got married for 2 reasons.
I did, and I tell you this all the time. There are 2 reasons I got married,
Yeah.
and this is going to make me sound like a chauvinist pig, but I don't care. Should we tell the audience?
I mean, I think they want to know now.
They probably want to know.
Yeah.
Okay. Reason number 1, and this goes back to when I was a young boy. I always wondered what a boob felt like. And I said to myself, one day I'm going to get married so that I can touch a boob anytime I feel like it. And the great thing is you're a good sport about that.
Yeah, it's annoying, but whatever.
Sometimes I just randomly am like, I need to touch a boob.
Yeah,
And
it's weird.
You let me. So I love you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Number 2.
Mm-hmm.
This also goes back to when I was a small boy. I used to watch TV, and sometimes on TV shows, you watch people make out.
Yeah.
And I was like, that looks awesome. One day I'm going to grow up and get married so
Yeah.
that I can make out anytime I feel like it.
Right. How's that worked out for you, Clyde?
Yeah, not so much. It's interesting because I thought the makeout one would be more like frequent than the
Yeah.
boob one. But anytime I'm like, hey, want to make out? You're like, just grab my boob.
So I hate kissing.
And you always have.
It's like one of my
since-
least favorite things. For one, I think part of it has to do with the fact that I'm a germaphobe. And so the idea of your saliva getting on my saliva, like, totally grosses me out. It's totally unsanitary. The mouth is the most disgusting part of any of our body parts.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real. There's more germs in your mouth than anywhere.
Anytime I do want to kiss you with my mouth open, you always make me go kill whatever's in my mouth
Yeah.
with alcohol first.
It's like, you better Listerine that sucker out. I'm
Like, go
not.
swish something around in there.
Go swishy swishy or whatever your mom used to call it.
Hey, don't make fun of my mom.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. Kissing is not my favorite thing. It's always grossed me out. I think it goes back to the first kiss I ever had. I kissed a boy. I don't know. We were young, like 4th grade or something, like really young. And he had like slobbery mouth. Yeah, he's like a drooler kind of a little bit.
Was this your first open mouth kiss?
It was my first open mouth kiss. And it grossed me out so much that I was like, I never want to kiss again. Like that, it's so gross.
Dang.
I know.
You were like so advanced.
I know.
4th grade?
Brandon ruined it for you,
Wow.
Clyde.
Wow. Thanks a lot, Brandon. Way to have a sloppy mouth.
Yeah, and who's kissing in 4th grade? Like, we were seriously underneath the bars on the playground, and Brandon was like, hey, do you want to kiss? Or,
The duty's not looking.
yeah, like, would you kiss me ever? And I was like, yeah, I'd kiss you. And then we kissed, and I was like, ugh, that was gross.
Interesting.
I did one of those, like, full wipes, Yeah, I wanted nothing to do with kissing ever again.
Well, that makes me feel better that my first kiss, the girl did not do the full wipe afterwards.
Yeah, but you were like 16. By then you knew. Like,
I knew nothing. I was clueless. So listen to this. I'm at a school dance with this girl. She asked me to the dance.
Mm-hmm.
And we're out in the parking lot afterwards. She had to go get something out of my car, and her mom was coming to pick her up. So it was like her parents didn't trust me as a driver, which I totally
Smart.
get.
Very smart.
I know. Little Rosie will not be riding in the car with any teenage boys. I guarantee that. But at the time, I was a little bitter. I was like, I could drop her off. And they were like, no, we'll pick her up.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the llama girl, by the way.
Right.
Remember several episodes
Yes.
ago?
Llama
Talked about
girl.
how the llama
Classic.
ripped my shirt off. This was that girl. Anyways, she's getting something out of my car, and she says to me, thanks for going to the dance with me. Do you want a kiss? And I said, no, I'm good. And then, like, she just was like, okay. And then instantly I was like, crap! Why did I say no? I was like, I'm the biggest idiot.
You're like, actually, I would like to kiss.
Yeah, but you know how like socially awkward I am just naturally? So I'm
uncomfortable just listening to this story because I know you.
This poor girl.
Oh my gosh.
It didn't help that we didn't like speak the entire school dance because I was so nervous. So I spend the next 5 minutes as we're sitting there waiting for her mom to pick us up, trying to figure out how to bring it up, how to broach the subject.
Yeah.
And so finally I said to her, hey, remember how I said no? And she's like, yeah. And I said, I was kidding. And she said, okay. And then we got this.
She gave you a sympathy kiss.
Tiny little kiss right as her dad pulled up. It was a little awkward, you know.
Yeah.
He was like, you're the boy who had his shirt off with the llama. I was like, ah.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember our first kiss?
I do. A little sloppy.
Yeah.
I'd never been with a girl of this caliber. My mouth had a little extra saliva.
Exactly. I had to do that full arm wipe off. No, you came in all hot and you actually hit me with your teeth. There's nothing worse than getting a kiss from a guy and getting a little teeth in it.
Oh, I could think of something worse. What if I jabbed my tongue so far down your throat that you couldn't breathe? Oh my gosh,
yeah, that would be worse. Except for you have a short tongue, so that would be never a concern.
I can't even reach halfway into your mouth.
Oh my gosh,
How dare you tell the audience about my short tongue?
I'm just saying that our first kiss, teeth did hit me.
Yeah.
And it almost like made it so that I was like, oh, he's not a good kisser.
Yeah. I like to hope that I've redeemed myself. It's been a long time since our teeth have scraped.
It's been a very long time.
It happens about once a decade.
Yeah. Thank God, because that's horrible. Like, that's the worst feeling.
Yeah.
It's always when you're like overly excited. Like, you can't, I don't know.
Yeah, when I'm excited.
You can't control your speed or something.
I go in for the kiss like a Wolverine. Just,
exactly. And I like pull away because I'm afraid teeth are coming at me. It's like when I go on a long work trip, I always avoid kissing you right when I get off the airplane because I know you be coming in hot and I'm probably going to get teeth, you know?
Yeah. You're going to get toothed for sure.
Oh, the worst feeling. Well, Clyde, it's always fun podcasting with you.
It is. I love you so much.
I love you too. And you know what? This is a really fun hobby. I'm glad that we invested in it and that we are able to share our stories with the world.
I'm glad too. And I'm glad that I'm your idiot.
You are my idiot.
And I'm glad that I can just be your idiot. And I don't have to try to pretend like I'm not an idiot. And you just love me for it.
I accept you in all your idiot ways.
Well, you're the greatest wife ever.
So everybody, don't forget that you can listen to us on any of your favorite podcasting platforms. I think we're on all of them now.
And make sure you check us out on Facebook. Follow us. We like to post stuff about our episodes. Try to keep some of the conversations alive and keep you guys involved.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter.
Check out our website at ilovemyidiot.com.
And have a good night. And don't forget to tell your idiot that you love them.
I love you, Rosie.
I love you too.
I love my idiot.
And I'm convinced that that's why I'm so beautiful today. It's the pickles.
It's all those pickles you've been eating.